Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm taking you on an exciting journey back in time as we explore my top 11 underrated PS3 games that you absolutely need to check out. The PS3 was a treasure trove of unique experiences, but some incredible titles flew way under the radar. So, let's dive in.
Do whatever it takes to protect the people of this town. Even going to war, I'll do it.
At number 11, Singularity. While Raven Software is best known today for its work on Call of Duty, one of its most underrated gems, Singularity, was quietly released on the PS3 and sadly overlooked. Arriving in the wake of genre-defining titles like BioShock and Deus Ex, Singularity offered a gripping, time-twisting narrative wrapped in a polished sci-fi FPS experience that deserved far more attention than it received. Time travel is notoriously difficult to pull off in games, but Singularity handles it with surprising finesse. The result is one of the most creatively rewarding and mechanically satisfying shooters of its generation. With the current wave of remasters and reboots flooding the market, it's the perfect time for Singularity to get a second chance. This cult classic deserves a revival on modern platforms.
To make things right.
At number 10, Nier. Nier is an action RPG that quietly became a cult classic among genre fans. While many critics initially dismissed it as a mere God of War clone, Nier carved out its own identity with a bold, genre-blending approach, and a story that's still considered one of the best in gaming. Its gameplay may feel rough around the edges, borrowing mechanics from various styles, but the game ultimately delivers an experience that's far greater than the sum of its parts. The title later found wider recognition thanks to its phenomenal sequel, Nier Automata, released on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. A remaster of the original, based on the Japanese version and featuring a younger protagonist, has introduced the game to a new generation. Still, longtime fans may prefer the original's grizzled, father-figure hero, a unique and often overlooked take on the RPG protagonist. More than a decade later, Nier remains a deeply worthwhile experience for those willing to look past its flaws and embrace its emotional depth. At number 9, Alpha Protocol. Developed by RPG veterans Obsidian Entertainment, Alpha Protocol may have suffered from time constraints and budget limitations, but beneath its rough edges lies one of the most compelling spy and espionage games ever made. What sets Alpha Protocol apart is its dynamic dialogue system and choice-driven gameplay, allowing players to shape the protagonist into their own brand of secret agent. Whether that's a smooth-talking James Bond or a ruthless Jason Bourne. These meaningful choices add layers of depth and replayability, making this underrated spy RPG a hidden gem well worth revisiting.
The only thing I can say for sure, Mike, this business will change you.
At number 8, Valkyria Chronicles. Despite spawning sequels, remasters, spin-offs, and earning critical acclaim, the Valkyria Chronicles series remains one of the most criminally overlooked tactical RPG franchises of the past two console generations. The original game launched on the PlayStation 3 with minimal fanfare outside Japan, yet it delivered something truly special. Set in an alternate World War II, Valkyria Chronicles manages to tell a story that feels more emotionally grounded and believable than many games set in the real conflict. With a cast of richly developed characters and a unique blend of turn-based strategy and real-time action, the gameplay stays tense, thrilling, and deeply engaging from start to finish.
I'll do whatever it takes to protect the people of this town. Even going to war, I'll do it.
At number 7, Bulletstorm. Not every critically acclaimed game manages to translate its praise into commercial success, and Bulletstorm is a prime example. Released during a time when first-person shooters dominated the market, Bulletstorm struggled to stand out in a sea of lookalikes and was unfortunately overlooked by many players. While it features familiar FPS mechanics, what sets Bulletstorm apart is its over-the-top style and unapologetically crude humor. From its profanity-laced dialogue to its wildly inventive kill system, the game is an adrenaline-fueled ride that doesn't take itself too seriously. Critics appreciated its boldness and creativity, though its in-your-face tone sparked some controversy. Despite its rocky commercial start, Bulletstorm found new life with a virtual reality release on the MetaQuest 2, MetaQuest 3, and PSVR in late 2023, giving both longtime fans and newcomers a fresh way to experience its chaotic charm.
You really need a breath mint.
At number 6, Dragon's Crown. Dragon's Crown masterfully fuses RPG depth with classic side-scrolling hack-and-slash action, delivering a visually stunning and addictively replay-able experience. Its hand-drawn HD sprites still look gorgeous on modern consoles, showcasing a unique art style that sets it apart from other games in the genre. Released in 2013, Dragon's Crown lets up to 4 players team up and journey through treacherous dungeons and labyrinths, battling fierce enemies and hunting for treasure. The gameplay strikes a satisfying balance between strategic character progression and fast-paced combat, appealing especially to fans of Golden Axe and Dungeons & Dragons: Tower of Doom. It's a nostalgic yet refined adventure that still holds up remarkably well today. At number 5, The Legend of Heroes: Trails of Cold Steel. The Legend of Heroes franchise has long flown under the radar, often overshadowed by juggernauts like Final Fantasy. But over the years, this long-running series has steadily built a loyal and growing fanbase. The franchise dates back to 1989, and one of its standout subseries, Trails, has become a cornerstone of its legacy. The Legend of Heroes: Trails of Cold Steel is a key entry in the Trails saga, and while it can be enjoyed on its own, longtime fans often recommend starting with Trails in the Sky or Trails from Zero, as they share interconnected storylines within the same rich universe. Originally released in Japan in 2013, and later in North America in 2015, Trails of Cold Steel delivers a compelling narrative steeped in political intrigue, class conflict, and the personal struggles of a group of students at a military academy. It skillfully blends coming-of-age drama with grand-scale themes like war and societal division. The game received widespread acclaim upon release and earned nominations for multiple Game of the Year awards, solidifying its place as a modern JRPG classic. At number 4, Castle Crashers. Before Streets of Rage 4 reignited interest in the beat-em-up genre, games like Castle Crashers were already proving that these classics still had plenty of fight left. Among modern beat-em-ups, Castle Crashers stands out as one of the most enjoyable and enduring. Originally released on Xbox 360 and later improved for the PS3 in 2010, it brought fast-paced, chaotic fun with a distinct art style and addictive co-op gameplay. Set in a quirky medieval world, the game follows 4 brave knights on a mission to rescue kidnapped princesses and recover a stolen mystical gem from an evil wizard. The simple premise sets the stage for a wildly entertaining adventure filled with humor, intense combat, and satisfying progression. A remastered version, featuring enhanced visuals and performance, is now available on current-gen systems, making it the perfect time to revisit or discover this cult favorite. At number 3, Enslaved: Odyssey to the West. Enslaved: Odyssey to the West is a 2010 action-adventure game loosely inspired by the classic Chinese novel Journey to the West, reimagined in a richly detailed post-apocalyptic world. Set over a century after a devastating global war, the game presents a haunting landscape where remnants of humanity struggle to survive against rogue war machines still roaming the Earth. Developed by the creators of the cult hit Heavenly Sword, it's no surprise that Enslaved is another underrated gem. Originally conceived as a CGI film, its cinematic quality shines through in the game's stunning visuals and expressive character animation. Despite its critical praise, poor sales unfortunately dashed hopes for a sequel. Still, Enslaved earned well-deserved recognition, receiving nominations for several awards, including Adventure Game of the Year, and even won Best Game at the UK Writers Guild Awards. It may have flown under the radar, but it remains a unique, emotionally resonant experience well worth rediscovering. At number 2, The Unfinished Swan. The Unfinished Swan may be a niche title, but it stands out as one of the most memorable indie gems on the PlayStation 3. Released in 2012 by Giant Sparrow, this game delivers a deeply unique and emotional experience that still feels fresh today. The story follows a young boy who, after his mother's death, enters a surreal, painted world inspired by one of her unfinished artworks, a swan without a neck. What unfolds is a beautiful journey through a dreamlike landscape, where storytelling and gameplay blend seamlessly. Praised as a visual masterpiece, The Unfinished Swan is a must-play for anyone seeking a thoughtful, artistic adventure on the PS3. At number 1, Fat Princess. Hidden among the vast PlayStation Network library lies a true cult classic, Fat Princess. Released in 2009, this underrated real-time strategy gem blends chaos, charm, and creativity in a way that few games do. While it didn't have the marketing muscle of a big-budget title, Fat Princess quickly won over those who gave it a shot. With frantic 16 versus 16 team battles, players dive into quirky game modes like Capture the Flag and even Soccer, but with a delightfully violent twist. Its colorful visuals and surprising depth made it one of the most entertaining and unique experiences on the PS3. If you're looking for a multiplayer gem that slipped under the radar, Fat Princess is well worth rediscovering.
We are victorious!
Thanks for watching. Did I miss any of your favorites? Let me know in the comments. Remember to like this video, subscribe, and ring that bell for more gaming content. Until next time, happy gaming!